Right, guys, you're watching Nicky Semmel, and today we're talking about Doctor Who, the story and the engine. Yes, just finished watching it for the first time, so here's my thoughts and opinions. Let's go. So, this was an interesting one. Yet again, this is a experiment, as you will, a bit like the singing episode from series one and the cartoon episode from this series. We have another experimental episode, I feel, with telling these stories through pictures on the wall sort of vibe, and I really enjoyed that. I think the barber aspect as well is very cool. Um, and in ways you do kind of tell stories, or the barbers ask you like what you're doing and stuff when you have your haircut. So yeah, there was that. And Shooty gets two different hairstyles throughout this, I think, as well, which is kind of cool and interesting. And yeah, we get another story with Belinda and getting closer to her, which I liked as well, her being a nurse and helping out as best as she can. And I think that story kind of is very strong, to be fair, and I think it connects you more to Belinda, and I think that's great. Um, Interestingly, we have Mrs. Flood in this story as a flashback to Belinda. We didn't. I did kind of expect her at the very end though, because we've been having her at the very end of every story so far. But she's in a little scene at some point in this story as well, so that she is in this. It just, I did expect the first customer of the new barber to be Mrs. Flood popping in for a haircut or something like that. I did kind of expect that, but no, it didn't happen. Um, Also, the Doctor finding his place in the society and his feeling of comfort and home to this barber shop, and when it's taken over and the distraught of that really impacts. I think it's really good, to be fair. The villain of this story being this massive giant spider that's feeding on this energy, and this human that's had enough of the gods and wants to take them down as such, is a big thing. Interestingly, the Doctor didn't agree to help killing off the gods. Of course, the Doctor doesn't like death and doesn't like doing that sort of thing. But the gods have been causing a lot of problems for the Doctor, so it's interesting that he decided not to. Another twist and interesting one is this. Blink and you'll miss it moment. The fugitive Doctor, the Roof Doctor, as you will, comes back, Joe Martin, as the Doctor for like 5 seconds. I think the face swap there and it turns to Joe Martin was really cool. And I think they had to have done it in, you know, the first coloured Doctor and our current first coloured Doctor sort of vibe meeting halfway. I think that is, it had to be done in some sort of way. And I think it's great. I think that worked, Brill. And that was quite nice. Who's the little girl that basically lures Belinda in? Personally, I think it's the Doctor. Remember, in Jodie Whittaker's stories, the Doctor was a little coloured girl and was pushed off the cliff and regenerated in Gallifrey. The stories were leaking out, the Doctor said at the very end there, and the mystery of who is that little girl. I think the little girl was the Doctor. And I think that makes sense. I think it is something that's like, oh, okay. So, yeah, that was like a memory, a sort of a visual of the Doctor as this little girl. And I think that is just a memory leaking out of such. So, out of the shop. So, yeah. I think that little girl's the Doctor, in my opinion. Just my thoughts. I know a lot of people are going to like, how dare you think this? How dare you accept Joe Martin? Because the first Doctor is William Hartnell. And the show's doing it, man. The show is doing this. We cannot just go, it's not happening. It cannot happen. It's happened. Whether you like it or you're not, it's happening. And we just have to go along with it. It doesn't matter if I like it and you don't, or you like it and I don't. It doesn't matter. The show is doing what it wants to do, and it's none of our say in this. So, yeah, that's all I've got to say on that. Is like, I think the show's trying to indicate in a subtle way that girl is the mini version of the Doctor. We could also say that that little girl is also a version of the woman in the shop who is like the god's daughter, that sort of woman. I think you could say it's her as well. You could get away with that, and if you really don't want to accept that that's the Doctor, you could just say the god's daughter is that little girl, is like a little memory or something, if you really wanted to. But I think the show's kind of trying to hit home that, so I'm sticking with that little girl is the Doctor. Right. That being said, let's go into some other stuff. The other characters in this story, they just want to get home to their loved ones. They had haircuts for reasons. I always get a haircut when I'm going to Comic-Cons. I always try and get, I'm like, I'll wait out. Right, it's the week I'm going to Comic-Con. I need to get a haircut. And I do that all the time. So it's like, you do haircuts for events sometimes. And sometimes you just need a haircut. But like, yeah. So that was cool that they all had a reason to get a haircut. The giant spider being spoiled in the Doctor Who trailer and getting blown up is ridiculous. Something stupid that Doctor Who's done lately is put a reveal like that, spider just getting blown up, in the actual trailer of the show. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Whoever did that is stupid. I'm just saying it as it is. Because you just reveal the ending. It's not good. Now, a lot of people online, and I'm glad they're wrong, were saying, this guy's a Time Lord, this guy's this in the barbershop. I was like, oh, why did that get revealed? It didn't get revealed because it didn't happen. And I'm so like, yes, thank you. I've been avoiding spoilers all this time, and I'm happy that I didn't get that spoiled because it's not true. So that's cool. I did think when that woman kept saying, I know you, Doctor, and stuff like that, and I was like, is that the Master as another female incarnation? Is it? No, it's not. But yeah, that was cool. So there's a lot of cool in this and a lot of good. I like the experimentalness to this, but I guess action-wise, there's not a lot of action in this story. But I did find another thing cool. I keep saying cool because there's so many cool, interesting, different experimental ideas in this story. And I like the one of linking back to, I guess, black culture, I guess, with the slavery and stuff, and with the haircuts being apparently they did little like symbols in the female's hair, and it would do like a map to where you need to get to. And that was kind of cool how they explained that in the story. And then it come full circle when the Doctor and Belinda get past the barber shop to get to this like maze, as you will. The woman that did the Doctor's hair, he was following the maze in his hair to get to the destination. And I thought that was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. So there's a lot I love in this. Is there anything I don't like? No, I just feel like I would struggle to just be like, oh, I really want to watch this one today. You know, I think I would only watch this in a rewatch. Like if I was watching all the episodes, then of course I would enjoy the story. But I wouldn't go, I'm going to watch that one today. So that's my only downfall in this. Really, it's not making me want to pick it again sort of vibe. But I will watch it again. I think this is a solid, brilliant story. I just don't know whether it's got the standout of, I'm going to watch that one. I would only watch it if I was watching all of them, is my only problem there. But yes, I'm going to rank this now out of 10. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a solid story. An 8 out of 10. A lot of fun. A lot of experimental stuff. And some great characters. And great twists. And great everything. It's just, I just don't know whether I would personally be like, yes, I'm picking that one again. So that's why it's getting an 8. But yeah, that's my thoughts and opinions, guys. What do you think? Let me know down below. We're into the Interstellar contest next week, so stay tuned for that, for Doctor Who. And of course, I don't just do Doctor Who. I do Marvel, Star Wars, Chucky, DC, Rick and Morty, you name it. Real Space to Be for Gilo, Mr. John Jones. Subscribe, see you guys for another video soon. Have a nice day. Also, the other Doctors in cameo form flashing on the screen was really well done and really cool. Just had to mention that. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in another video soon. Have a nice day.